Elena from Natural Cycles, where are you?
I'm here.
Yes. Please welcome. 5 minutes.
Thank you. I'm Elena. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Natural Cycles. And I must say, it's really amazing to be here in the final. I love to be here. Thank you for having me. So I'm going to talk about Natural Cycles, which is revolutionizing contraception. So it's a safe and hormone-free birth control, which is packaged as an easy-to-use app, which costs around $7 per month. It can be used on any Android or iOS device, but it's also a web app, so you basically just need a browser. Contraception is a huge pain. Many women take a hormonal pill every day, and a lot of them experience side effects. For instance, 15% get depressed, and it increases the risk of breast cancer with up to 50%. So that's not much fun. But if she doesn't, well, then the guy has to wear a condom all the time, and we all know they don't like that very much. Contraception is also a huge market. Almost 1 billion women want to prevent pregnancies worldwide. And we have a very simple solution that works for all of them, whether they live in the middle of Paris or in a remote village in Africa. All a woman needs to do is to measure a temperature in the mouth in the morning, and we return a red or a green day. It's really that brilliantly simple. Most importantly for us is that we are safe. We've therefore made clinical studies that are now being published in the European Journal of Contraception. And there we prove that we find the right ovulation day, and a green day is more than 99.9% safe. So it's very safe. We're also confident because we have now more than 300,000 days of data with Natural Cycles, and not a single pregnancy on a green day. So how is this possible, you wonder? Well, because we know when a woman ovulates. We don't guess. We know because we measure, we analyze, we don't make any assumptions that she's like any other woman. We get to know her, we detect her ovulation, and that's why women can trust us. Natural Cycles can also be used to plan a pregnancy, and all the data a woman has accumulated while being on contraception with Natural Cycles can then be used to pinpoint the most fertile days in her cycle. When she switches to plan mode, the red days transform into a red scale to tell her when she's the most fertile. When she does get pregnant, we keep analyzing her temperature to monitor the fetus health, and she can follow the baby's development in our app. And how are we doing right now? Well, we're doing really great because our users are very happy and they love our product. 70% of them use Natural Cycles 70% of the time, so we have great retention rates. And every day we get emails from our users thanking us for our product because we made their lives better because they don't have to take the pill anymore. And also, I love it. I'm a Natural Cycles user. I'm actually the first Natural Cycles user. I started this company together with my husband because we wanted a natural birth control that's reliable and safe, and we couldn't find one on the market. So since we're both scientists, well, we created one for ourselves. We first used it as a contraception for 1.5 years until we were ready to plan our first pregnancy. And in summer of 2013, we Twittered about it that in August, on our wedding anniversary, we will try for the first time. It worked very well, so now we have a 6-month-old daughter, and you can do the rest of the math. We're now using Natural Cycles as a contraception again, and this shows that our product can really be used for a woman's whole reproductive lifetime. And that reminds me, I forgot to put in the temperature this morning, so let's go to our website. So it's simple to log in. I mean, if you're on a computer, you don't have to use the app, but most people do use the app because they put it in the morning. Here I have a red day, but I'm supposed to get green days. So I need to enter my temperature. Oh, green day. It's a good thing I'm going home tonight. I like to stay there for a while. Thank you. And that's it. You can also, of course, see the temperature graph. You can see some analytics about your cycle that you can bring to the doctor if you're trying to get pregnant and wondering why it's not working so well. But it's not necessary. The more important thing is a red or a green day. That's it.
Thank you very much. Looks like we have a few fans here. So, Mark, you were commenting on the green dots, and you were very interested in those green dots. I wonder why.
No, I was saying there are a lot of red dots without sex. My question is...
wait, what did you say?
Let's imagine I'm sick for 1 week with a lot of temperature, so what's happened?
That's not a problem, because when you get sick, your temperature goes up much more. It increases much more. So then our algorithm takes away the measurements.
And how billions of data sets you had to analyze to be able to have an average and to make this algorithm work? How many billions data?
Well, we take one woman at a time because their cycle is different, their temperature is different. So it depends on her data and her cycle, but 40% of our users, our users get 40% green days already the first cycle.
Axel?
Yeah. I'm not sure I would like to take my temperature every single morning and then enter the data.
You'd rather take medication every day with a pill?
Well, that's what I would do with a pill, but if I understand correctly, this is to avoid taking the pill. So my question is, why don't you use a connected device to measure the temperature and then automatically collect the data? That would sound more convenient to me. That was my first question. And second question is, I think that's based on a universal and historic method that's probably, dates back from thousands and thousands of years. I had a quick look on the Ministry of Health website, and they advise young women not to use that natural method. So how can your prediction be more accurate than just taking, one's temperature by herself?
Okay, so first question about the device. We're, of course, working on this to improve this step in the future, to have some way of automatically get the temperature and get it into the algorithm. We're not feeling that just making a wireless or Bluetooth thermometer is enough, because you still have to measure every morning, so we're thinking about how to get around that. That's for next year's plan for us. About the temperature method, yeah, the science is very old. It's about 40 years old. But the algorithm is new. Before, there were only very bad algorithms, or women used to do it by hand. And I cannot do it by hand, and I've developed our algorithm. You have to use advanced mathematical tools, apply statistics, and learn from previous cycles. Then it's safe. And that's the difference. We're taking this old method, and we're making it safe, which is the most important thing. If you do it by eye, or you apply some very easy mathematics, it's not going to work.
Follow-up question? No? Pierre?
So you're talking about 99.9% accuracy. Thank you. Very good English. I was wondering, I guess to be as accurate as possible, maybe you take a margin. So in average, how many red days do you have in a month?
It's really...
It's a bit technical, but I mean, it's easy to have, if you have only 2
This
days,
is too personal question.
Right, so.
Well, I already showed you my data, but no, it really, really depends from woman to woman. How often she measures, sometimes she forgets, the quality of the data. But on average, it's around 10 to 12 red days per month. But our average user, as I said, measures 70% of the time. I'm not sure that could work in
French very well. But.
Yeah. Really?
If you measure every day, you will get more green days. So if you're a more dedicated user, you get more green days.
Okay. David.
It's so dangerous. Do you really? So, first of all, it will work perfectly fine for my relationship, so don't worry about that. We have this in everything. So when we talk about security solutions, we talk about false positives, right? And their systems, how many false positives can a system take? And your system is the same way, right? Which is that some number of those red days are in fact green days. You're just optimizing for no pregnancy as opposed to optimizing for the most number of days one could have sex. And so I'm wondering what you know, as you see that, how far have you pushed that so that, you know, so that you actually could have quite a few larger numbers of days that one could have sex, except that you've optimized for under no circumstance will there be pregnancy.
You know,
no,
you are
it's not under no
Romania.
circumstance. It's not 100%. It's not 100%. So we've done this balance, and we put the safety to be just above the pill, and but also we were thinking about having a safety slider that we have the recommended safety, which is just above the pill. But for those that don't care that much, they can put that to the safety of the condom, for instance, and then they get a bit more green days.
Brent?
Cool. I'm amazed no one's asked about barriers to entry. See what I was actually going to ask about that. There are, I mean, firstly, if the algorithm's too easy, it's easy for other people to do it. So how do you build up a scalable business where people can't come in and undercut your price of $7 a month, which is still relatively expensive? That's one question. Then the other one is, forgive me, but I don't know enough about some of the other apps out there. So as I understand it, Max Levchin's Glow has raised a lot of money for fertility, as a fertility app. Isn't this the same side of that equation, and is he already doing this or not?
Well, the difference is that ours can be used as a contraception. No offense to Max app, but it cannot, because it doesn't tell you when it's absolutely safe. It doesn't give the red and green days, so to speak. And I know he raised a lot of money. We're now raising $1.5 million. It's not as much as him, but I think we're doing quite well, so that's okay.
Okay, so fine. And then, but the other part of the question was sort of, sorry, I'm going to have to say it again, but the barriers to entry. So how do you build
something that cannot be copied?
Yeah.
Well, that's basically our algorithm. Yeah, it's not.
Is it too? I guess I'm trying to say, how sophisticated is the algorithm? Isn't it too easy?
No, it's not too easy. I mean, it didn't exist before. I created this because I bought a device that had an algorithm that basically sucked. And I'm a particle physicist, and I started playing with my data, and I thought, my God, I can make this so much better. And so I did, and it's not that easy to copy.
He's talking. Would you like to talk some about use cases?
Of our users?
Yes.
Yeah, well, they're very happy. Most of our users use it for preventing pregnancies, about 60%, while 40% use it to get pregnant. But most happy emails we actually get from those preventing pregnancies, because they feel like they've been unhappy with the pill, they tried like 5 different brands, and they're thinking about what can they do next. And we've found a reliable, natural birth control to them. And there has to be an alternative. It cannot just be that every woman at 15 has to start the pill. There has to be a serious alternative.
Mark?
Do you have some competitors already?
Well, we have the old devices from the 90s, the lady computer, which is basically a thermometer and 2 buttons.
No, I'm talking about apps.
No, there are no birth control apps. All the other apps are like either period tracking apps, so you just count the number of days between your periods, or they're focused on getting pregnant.
Yossi?
I just want to share with you a sad story of my life. This is a true story.
No, we want questions.
Shut up. I was in America and I had flu. I went to buy a thermometer. What do I know? I went to the pharmacy and I saw a thermometer. I bought the thermometer. It was with Fahrenheit. Anyway, I calculated how much it's in Celsius. It was over 37.5 centigrade, which didn't make sense to me. I went back to the pharmacy and I told them, what's wrong with this thermometer? The guy looked at it and he said, you are not pregnant, you only look like pregnant.
Okay, any other question? Brent, Xavier, no question? Where are you from?
I'm from Sweden.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.